My name is Beth Solano, and my photography business is Beth Solano Photography. Try to keep it memorable and simple. So I have been photographing and making it a living for about 4 years now. I primarily photograph weddings, couples, families, and portrait sessions now. It's like a big bulk of what I do. This is gonna sound a little contradicting to like my business itself, but I'm looking forward to slowing down a little bit because I'm only taking on 2 more weddings for next year. So that's a total of only 8, but I'm excited to be able to do a work-life balance, if you wanna refer to it as that. So yeah, I still have my business, just slowing it down a little bit. It's been really helpful in the sense of so often we end up just as photographers taking pictures in fields or going to, downtown Springfield, or I'm from Joplin, so obviously like I'll go to downtown there. But this place has given a good opportunity to add a different take on a session. So if it's raining outside, we can come in here, or if someone's looking for something just more simple and not so busy because they're not outdoorsy, but they're not urban, they just want like a blank backdrop, it's a perfect space to have that happen. The light. Obviously it's really well lit in here, and I'm a sucker for window lighting, and even like sometimes there's bits and pieces of harsh light that come in different times of the day, and so that's one of my favorite aspects of an environment that's just very clean and simple and well lit. I think it's a useful tool because I have quite a few people that want to do sessions that wouldn't necessarily even be good in their homes. So like for instance, I did a cake smash here a couple weeks ago, and for them to be able to come to a place that is easy to clean up, it's obviously again well lit, it's easy for them to want to pay that extra money to be able to step foot into a place that they know we can get good images, in a good amount of time. So yeah. I think one of the things that I really enjoy about photographing in here is that there really isn't any amount of stress. I think a lot of times a space and an environment as a photographer, if you walk into it being overwhelmed because you don't know what to do because of poor lighting, or just maybe it's too windy outside, or it's overcast and you don't want that, I think being able to come into a space and feel creative and look around knowing you're going to get the images that you want that will match the look that you're wanting to go for is a really huge benefit of photographing in here. It's worth the extra money. I think a lot of times people get a little like worrisome of having to spend a little bit more, but I think being able to photograph in a space like this, what you see is what you get, and not in a bad way, but in a good way of like, if there's content that I delivered as an example of things that I've done here before, what you see in those examples will be what I'll deliver when it comes to their gallery. I think come in knowing that there's options here, especially because of the backdrops, different types of chairs. You can get pretty creative even though it's a simple space in that sense. You have a lot of different content that you could bring to life because of the props that you guys have. So come in knowing it'll look different for that sake of a different chair, a different backdrop that you pick. So in my free time, I have in the last 1.5 years gotten obsessed with running. So I run a lot. I just signed up for a half marathon in Bentonville on October 9th. And if you want to know if I've been training, the answer is no. So can't get past that 7-mile mark. So I'm gonna hope for the best. So a half marathon is 13.1 miles. So yeah, and I love food. So go to Wheelhouse if you live in Springfield. So as far as I think an approach to when I photograph people, I have an odd, and it's not like a bad obsession, but an obsession with texture and movement. So like even today when I was photographing the mom and her baby, one of the things that I noticed at one point or another is the skin color on her baby's feet against her jeans, and that blue against that like ivory fresh baby skin. There was just something about those colors and elements that I really wanted to hone in on, and like in my head I already saw, okay, this is gonna look really good in black and white with a little bit of added grain. And so I try to photograph as if I was already sitting down editing it and bringing those colors and aspects of texture and movement to life. So I do that with everything, even if it's like food photography. So I try to be cohesive and editing in my brain while I'm photographing. So yeah.